illegal appointment. That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next step.
And that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
The recent drama involving Dolan's very own Tiffany Henyard, or perhaps we should say Super Mayor, will astound you. He went from living the high life to the bottom. Nothing short of crazy has been Tiffany's journey, but the biggest shock is that she is now reportedly insolvent, and she is supposedly requesting an astounding $10 million from the people she once ruled in order to sustain her opulent lifestyle. Fasten your seatbelts because we are about to reveal all of the story's astounding turns to you.
Absolutely not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit your guilt.
Let's start with Tiffany Henyard's rise and fall. Not too long ago, she was living like a queen, taking extravagant vacations, having first-rate security, and showing off taxpayer money like it was monopoly money. You may recall those enormous welcome banners with her face plastered all over the town. It's said that she spent almost $200,000 on those alone. Now, after years of reckless spending, she's flat broke, and things are reportedly getting out of control. Let's look at how Tiffany got here before delving into her debt pile. Tiffany acted as though she had a blank check signed by the residents of Dalton, and she was more than happy to cash it. Let's face it, spending $199,000 on welcome banners is completely ridiculous, especially considering that the average household income in Dalton is less than $30,000.
Wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable.
As Tiffany was living her best life, Dalton was collapsing, and the fire department hadn't had a valid contract for 5 years. Yes, you read correctly. The same individuals who put their lives in danger every day were unable to negotiate a bargain, but Tiffany was spending thousands on welcoming posters. While Dalton was drowning in debt, Tiffany was supposedly living it up in Sin City, financed by the same people she was supposed to be helping for her collapsing community. And let's not even talk about her regular excursions to Vegas.
We knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said,
It gets much more bizarre from here. In addition to using public funds for opulent vacations, Tiffany apparently had a full security detail accompanying her everywhere she went. And this was not just for local appearances. Accompanying her on those expensive travels that cost the town hundreds of thousands of dollars, some officers were allegedly making over $133,000 in overtime in a single pay period, more than some Dalton residents would have in 3 or 4 years.
This is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the people's mayor and people's super.
The key difference is that celebrities spend their own money, but it seems like Tiffany forgot she was meant to be running a community rather than living like a celebrity. However, Tiffany was consuming taxpayer funds and leaving. The company that made those gaudy welcome banners is still waiting to get paid, and they're not the only ones, because Dalton's handling of the fallout got so awful.
We've been reporting on questionable spending by a South suburban politician named Tiffany Henyard, but we only knew half the story.
But that's not all. According to reports, Tiffany not only squandered public monies, but also accrued millions of dollars in debt. To make matters worse, she allegedly used the town's infrastructure as collateral. Make this up now that she can't repay it. Taxpayers are once again left to foot the bill as creditors demand their money. It's a total financial catastrophe.
There a motion to terminate Keith Free.
And if you thought that was bad, wait until you hear about her side business with Section 8 housing. Tiffany allegedly used the government's housing assistance program as her personal cash cow. She owned a property that was in terrible shape, with water damage and mold all over it. Despite this, she was still receiving government checks, which she allegedly didn't. How did she get away with making a single repair and then continuing to pocket the subsidies? Well, let's just say that her property's inspection history is shadier than a tropical palm tree. Even though it was declared uninhabitable by 2019, she allegedly continued to collect money as if nothing was wrong, which is unbelievable.
Manpower was just very stressed and critical to the point of almost.
Even worse, the people residing on Tiffany's property were suffering while she was acting as a slumlord. These were people who didn't have much to begin with and were made to live in appalling conditions. Tiffany was meant to make sure they had decent housing, but she was allegedly pocketing the money. This scandal is only one aspect of the larger picture regarding Tiffany's tenure as mayor. We're talking about financial mismanagement, corruption allegations, and scandal after scandal. It seems like every time someone looks a little closer at Dalton, more drama emerges. It's not just wrong, it's heartbreaking.
Addressing things as the supervisor. There will be no comments. There will be anything. It will be me addressing you guys to tell you what's going on.
Speaking of drama, it's official now that the FBI is engaged. Federal detectives have become interested in Tiffany's spending patterns and financial mismanagement. This is no longer a local problem. The FBI is investigating her finances thoroughly and isn't playing around. They've issued a subpoena for both her personal transactions and the township's financial records, and they're determined to track down every penny she spent. Touched, and it's lovely how they were discovered. Impressive Tiffany allegedly spent taxpayer money on extravagant vacations and a security entourage that would make Hollywood celebrities blush. It's as if she believed that the mayor's office came with an unlimited credit card for her personal use, in addition to lavishing welcome banners and opulent trips.
The government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her, and that's what they're doing.
This is the point at which the research becomes even more intense. That's correct. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot has been called in. The investigation is being led by Lori, who is not holding back and has been revealing Tiffany's financial. It almost seems appropriate for all these skeletons to be popping out with Halloween approaching. But with every new finding and every instance of poor management, Tiffany's closet is getting worse every day.
Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993.
The residents of Dalton, who trusted Tiffany to guide the community, but instead she led them into a financial catastrophe, are understandably furious as the FBI works to piece together her financial destruction trail. As the pressure builds, local business owners and former employees are cooperating with the federal government and sharing all the details. It seems like everyone has a story about Tiffany's alleged misconduct and is eager to help with the investigation. Tiffany appears to be disappearing. She has reportedly missed 25 board meetings, disappeared from public appearances, and hasn't been spotted in a long time. Picture your mayor being MIA while the town falls apart around her. This is where it gets stranger. Supposedly, the town of Dalton is in complete chaos without its leader. Things have gotten so bad that the village board had to appoint trusted Jason House as interim mayor just to keep things running. Imagine yourself in a situation where your town needs a stand-in mayor because the real one is nowhere to be found. Tiffany has been selling off her personal belongings in order to stay afloat. The same woman who once lived like royalty is now frantically trying to scrape together whatever money she can. Something from a crappy reality show, and just when you thought Tiffany couldn't get much worse, she pulls the most desperate prank ever, a GoFundMe website. It's almost comical that the same woman who used government money like it was nothing is now requesting that ordinary people give her their hard-earned money. This comes after years of lavish spending on lavish vacations, ostentatious security measures, and eye-catching banners. Now, Tiffany is pleading for money outside. Let's just say that the public's reaction is that while some people are not in a rush to help her, angry, while some are simply giggling at the ridiculousness of it all, others are beginning to question whether this GoFundMe is legitimate. How can someone go from living like a Kardashian to creating a GoFundMe? Does Tiffany actually have that much money? Or is this simply another one of her ploys? Remember that she has a history of dubious actions, and some people think this is just her latest attempt to extract more money before permanently disappearing. They are certain that she will grab whatever she can and go before you can ask where the mayor is.
My heart that you are up here at this special meeting and not downstairs where we have big.
Additionally, they might not be too far away. Tiffany has been silent for months, selling off her personal belongings and now requesting donations. It appears that she is preparing to leave town, leaving Dalton to clean up the mess while the town's police department cannot even afford to keep its cars running. The fire department is still awaiting a contract, and the town's credit is in the ruins. Despite all the chaos, Tiffany is acting as though she needs help, and her GoFundMe has managed to raise over $115,000. Yes, you read correctly, through donations. Some people must have very large wallets because she is receiving this much support after everything that has happened. But let's face it, $115,000 won't even scratch the surface. The millions she allegedly owes are like attempting to put out a wildfire with a squirt gun. Now, people are beginning to question if Tiffany is using this GoFundMe as a ploy to pay off her debts, or if she is using the money to finance her next big disappearance. Tiffany has always had a propensity for disappearing when things become difficult, and this time is no exception. However, what do you imagine Tiffany's Henyard looks like? Is GoFundMe my sincere request for assistance or just another ploy to raise more money? Should she be held responsible for all the financial harm she has caused in Dalton? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. We're sure we haven't heard the last of Tiffany Henyard, so we'll see you in the next one. Until we meet again, thanks for watching Visual Vortex.